Now, to an issue that affects hundreds of families in Scotland every year. Seonaid Stallan from Glasgow lost her son Dylan to suicide in 2016. 3 weeks later, her sister-in-law Vanessa also died by suicide. She's now joined a campaign encouraging people to have conversations about suicide. I started by asking her to tell me a little bit about Dylan.
My son Dylan was 18 when he took his own life. He had been struggling with body dysmorphic disorder for a number of years. I guess he had the normal anxieties that teenagers have until they suddenly became more than that. So we'd known that he was struggling for quite some time, but he had some help and support with that. So we didn't imagine at any point that he was thinking about suicide. But with hindsight and what I know now, perhaps we should have asked him if he was thinking about suicide.
And after Dylan, there was another loss in the family, wasn't there?
Yes, just 5 weeks later, we lost my sister-in-law, Vanessa, to suicide. In the weeks following Dylan's death, it's hard to explain how you muddle through those weeks. It's such a complex grief when you've lost someone to suicide, and we were all sort of muddling through as best as we could. Vanessa had some of her own issues that she was struggling with, but again, no one thought to ask her if she was having thoughts of suicide, despite the fact that it's really, there's a much more increased risk of suicide with families who have been bereaved. So perhaps if either of them if someone had asked them, the outcome might have been different for either of them.
And that's the key message of a campaign that you're involved in, isn't it? Tell us about the campaign and who's taking part.
I don't think there's been anything like this in Scotland before. It's not scripted, there are no actors. It features real people with lived experience, and their voices of very personal experiences. It revolves around one question: what if a conversation about suicide could save a life? And what we're trying to do is encourage people who are struggling to ask for help, seek help. I know it can be difficult, but there are people who are willing to listen. And maybe more importantly, what we're trying to do is encourage people who will be supporting other people or who can see people are struggling to ask the question, are you having thoughts of suicide? That might seem really scary. People worry that they're going to say the wrong thing. They worry that they might make it worse, that they're not an expert, that I don't know what to do if they say yes. But research shows us that it has the opposite effect. Asking someone directly could change and pause what they're thinking. It could give that person the first opportunity to speak about how they're feeling and seek help. You don't have to be an expert, you just have to be a compassionate listener. So really what we're trying to do is encourage everyone, anyone, to start a conversation about suicide and to know how to go about starting that conversation.
And if you've been affected by anything in that interview, support is available on the BBC Action Line website or by calling the number on your screen now.